You're listening to DraftKings Network.
Feeling good about your fantasy draft picks, but not sure what to eat? Make it easy on yourself. Order in on DoorDash. Now you can root for your squad while your food and drinks are on the way. Yes, that means burgers, chips, dips, soda, pizza, wings, and so much more, delivered straight to your door.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is brought to you by Bayer Aspirin, the official sponsor of Fans' Hearts.
Welcome to the Big Suey, presented by DraftKings,
Why are you listening to this show?
the podcast that seems very similar to the other Dan Le Batard podcast.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to apologize for that.
In fact, the only difference seems to be this imaging.
I have been tempted in restaurants just walking past tables to grab somebody's fries that if they're just there. That hasn't happened to you guys?
I've done it.
And now, here's the marching man to nowhere, Fat Face, and the habitual liar.
We are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code DAN for a special offer when you sign up. That's code DAN only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
The Hockey Show is here in Toronto. We have made it out for All-Star Weekend. It's Thursday. It's the first day, and we are here at FanFest. What are we going to do? All right, we are here at Media Day for the All-Star Game.
We're actually on the Toronto Raptors practice court right now.
I mean, look at the floor. They protected the floor. This is like soft. Like this is amazing.
We got to protect the hardwood.
Watch out! No, I'm just kidding.
There are 8 different pods and a super pod over there, which is going to have the
Justin
celebrities,
Bieber is going to be over
the
there.
Biebs. I think we're going to grab whatever interviews we can and then sit back and figure out which All-Stars are on which teams in a little while.
Yeah, and what are we going to eat? All right, we have Sergei Bobrovsky here. He's been in many All-Star games, and right now you are in the All-Star Skills competition tomorrow. You're in the one-on-one competition, and you probably don't know what's going to happen. So are you just going to go ahead and have fun? What are you going to do?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what happens in the next hour or so.
All right, we are here with Sam Reinhart. This is your first All-Star appearance. Just letting all this wash over you right now. So far, what's been your experience?
It's been awesome. I think just trying to take it all in.
You guys have really picked up where you left off last year, which a lot of teams find that challenging when they do reach that pinnacle. How confident are you that when the playoffs arrive, you guys will be able to kind of maintain that level and push the way that you were a year ago?
Well, it goes both ways. You know, I think us being so far out last year and essentially playing playoffs since January benefited us. You know, I think you find ways to stay in it, and we, you know, you see that success. You see you're winning some rounds, some playoff games, and you kind of know what it takes, and you can feel it, and that's what we're working towards.
The Hockey Show continues to go about town here in Toronto for the All-Star Weekend. My name is Roy Bellamy, David Dwork of the Hockey News. We are here at Spirit of York, here in the Distillery District. It's a beautiful place, a beautiful building, and Simon, the proprietor, is here.
So we're a craft distillery in downtown Toronto. What was once the largest distillery in the world actually was around before Canada was officially a country.
Wow.
We started building out.
I am down to try some of this so-called best booze.
Perfect. I'm excited.
All right, let's go over the process of how you make your alcohol.
Right. Would I get tipsy eating that?
No.
He scored the goal that... Don't drink it.
All right, now we are outside in the cold. Simon, quickly. Okay, we are ready to taste some alcohol.
We could do this. Like when we're done doing hockey stuff, we could like do alcohol tastings and figuring out what tastes good. Like this feels very natural.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right, the Hockey Show continues its run about town here during All-Star Weekend for travel. All right, the Hockey Town is going. All right, the hockey show continues its runabout town here in Toronto for the All-Star Weekend, and we are here with Julia, who is going to conduct a secret food tour.
All right.
Now, Rose has to try this as well, but she's holding the camera.
I don't know if you know this or not, but Canada is actually the biggest producer of the mustard seed in the world.
I did not know that.
I did not know that at all. That's wow.
Nice way to end this ridiculous meal. Oh my gosh.
All right. This is a great food tour.
This was. Yeah! Hope Roy doesn't get lost in the virtual reality world over there. Oh! Dude! That counts, right? That was weird. It was like I was in a giant bubble.
Well, this was a spectacular weekend for us here in Toronto as we covered the All-Star Weekend, and I gotta tell you, I definitely had fun.
I had a great time. I'm still full from the food tour that we took.
Yeah, I'm still hungover from all the liquor that I drank.
Well, stop doing dry January.
That's a good point.
Yeah. But no, it's been a great weekend. We had such a fun time. Thank you to everybody for watching along with us, and hope you had as much fun watching as we did doing everything.
The hockey show returns after the Super Bowl because I had to lug my ass over to Vegas and do that thing over there. So we'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for enjoying our nonsense.
Here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing, because I realized about 2 minutes into that video, oh no, the company's been ripped off. Roy's at a distillery. He just got the company to pay for him to drink in another country.
That's all right, I did, man.
No, and he went over to Canada to the NHL All-Star game to bring back only a guitar riff.
You didn't like it?
No, I loved it.
The mustard seed trivia tidbit was great.
What a revelation.
And
like education, man.
And I got to tell you, yeah, it was maybe 5 minutes too long.
Hey, listen, I didn't edit the thing, all right?
But we got a gem of a Sergei Bobrovsky interview that I would just like to relive for 1 second here. Actually, I'd like to relive all 16 seconds of Sergei Bobrovsky's time with us.
This was worth it. This was worth the trip. All expenses paid to Toronto. Not enough per diem.
You probably don't know what's going to happen, so are you just going to go ahead and have fun? What are you going to do?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what happens in the next hour or so.
And he was right. He didn't know.
You guys had a money thing with the riff. The riff should have just oversaturated.
My only note is more guitar riff.
I want to relive that one question because I didn't get quite the nuance that Sergei was hinting at.
You probably don't know what's going to happen, so are you just going to go ahead and have fun? What are you going to do?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know what happens in the next hour or so.
So good. The hockey show every week here on
Roy. Wait, was that the hockey show or after the game with Roy?
We did 3 post-game shows, by the way, after the skills, the draft, and then all.
But is the post-game show the hockey show, or is the hockey show after the game with Roy?
Yes.
All right. If I may, real quick.
What?
As part of our Super Bowl coverage that has now hockey content in the middle of it because Roy went to the All-Star game so that we could pay as a company to have him go see a distillery and come back polluted. That was sponsored content. You guys also you guys made a commercial content there out of Roy Goes to Canada, brought to you by liquor.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so that was a commercial. You made a music video. You made a 5.5-minute commercial for branded sponsored content that our supporters are producing. Roy gets to go drink in Canada.
Yes, we are advertising that I'm an alcoholic, basically. Yes, damn thing.
But 5.5 minutes. 5.5 minutes at the top of the segment to send you there to drink. That's
quality segment right there. Yeah. Yes, quality.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
5.5 minutes.
I'm gonna tell you why.
I like the
Number one,
display case footage.
Number one, the guitar riff. Number two, it actually made it onto the show, right, Tony? Unlike ours, which was, in theory, a lot better, but no one ever saw it.
In theory, that's still the untold story.
Trying to say there.
This is the impending feeling of dread that Mike has. Tony was in charge of a project with Amin that was doing that at the All-Star game, and nobody ever saw the content.
It was amazing content, though, wasn't it, Tony?
It was legendary, if you want me to be honest.
The president of Mountain Dew.
We made up for it though, Dan. We went to Milwaukee. We got great content in Milwaukee. We had Dunk Amin. That was incredible. The next year we went to the All-Star game. We did a show with Rudy Gay. All sins have been forgiven, Dan.
Awesome, yeah.
No feeling of excitement, Mike. It's just dread. It's just
I'm excited to go to Vegas. I have tickets to see you too, so that'll be nice.
Well, you're going to see
if we
us?
get there.
I didn't know you needed tickets.
I meant we, as in like the planet.
Pablo, what am I going to do with his nihilist? I can't. This has to be a time of celebration. We're going to throw a party for the company, and Mike is going with dread in his heart.
I'm not looking at it as a party.
You're going with dread?
I think you should have Mike wear a heart rate monitor that you should live stream so people can monitor his dread levels.
No. There's medication for that. I'm good.
Oh.
I'm uncomfortable with how real this is because we should be springboarding into live shows as if we've done it 1,000 times.
I mean, Dan, it's not the first time I've gone through something on the air. I'm just being honest about my current mental health status and the fact that I think we're all going to die.
Yeah.
The extra drums at the end there, too.
Yeah, that was close.
The music makes it worth it. I can't even feel too ripped off by everything that happened there.
Look, we might have overextended ourselves as a startup company. This is a huge expense. We're hoping to gain a lot of audience. I'm worried that my host might be too old in this game with a bunch of contemporaries that are also out there reminding me of our own, shortcomings.
Oh, that cuts at the core right there.
The guitar riff?
No, he's worried
No,
about.
Dan,
you didn't hear the host who's too old to keep up with the kids.
We knew that already.
Don't worry, you guys have Wayne Newton.
We're skewing older. The guests, we are skewing. We're excited about our guest list.
Yes, and I only revealed Thursday, which is Wu-Tang Clan and Wayne Newton. On Friday, very pleased to announce
Taylor
that
Swift?
Sebastian Maniscalco and Carrot Top will be joining us.
All the kids want to see Carrot Top.
Provided that we make it.
But this feeling of dread,
yes,
that you don't envy that those guys are in Vegas, that everybody's in Vegas having a good time. They don't have this feeling of dread.
No, I don't mind that they got a jump on what is probably going to be something that ruins us.
Guys, I want to let you know a little secret. I think Mike's worried about the turbulence of the plane. Just going to put that out there.
Mike, now if you want, I am volunteering. I can fly with you guys to Vegas just to confirm nothing's going to happen to the flight.
I just saw one video of a dude getting drunk on the company's dime. I don't need another.
Ouch.
I'm a nervous flyer. I'm not very excited about this.
He's not talking about the flight.
Hey folks, it's Mike Ryan, and it's two different types of times. It's big game time, and it's Miller time. You put those times together, and what a time you'll have. Instead of running one 30-second commercial during the big game this year, Miller Lite is running 1,000. Literally, friends, family members, random people walking down the street. Miller Lite is just turning everyday fans into beer ads. On February 11th, people will be running with Miller Lite jerseys on. Scan that QR code on that jersey, and you might be getting a nice surprise. Oh, beautiful triple hops brewed Miller Lite at just 96 calories and 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. Miller time is always a good time. The original light beer since 1975. If you want free Miller Lite, turn away from the TV and head to MillerLite.com/running of the beer ads to learn more for your chance to get in on $50,000 worth of beer money rewards. And you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is presented by 1-800-Flowers.com. DraftKings official flowers for Valentine's.
We're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code Dan for a special offer when you sign up.
That's code Dan, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah. By the way, on a side note, man, I got to tell you, one of the greatest compliments I've ever had as a photographer is having someone use indelible ink to mark the photograph.
Well, thank you for providing that. I showed you how it came out. It's healed up.
I'm just telling you, that is freaking beautiful, Mike. And I'm not a big ink guy, but that's one of the greatest compliments a photographer can have.
Yeah, right there.
That is freaking gorgeous. It really is. I mean, not your leg, but the ink.
I appreciate that.
The leg's nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good leg.
Look at that calf.
I mean,
right there.
that's an incredible piece of art. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
And I love that you got mother and daughter in there. That's fantastic.
Yeah, that's go ahead and mic the crew over there. Yeah, that's mother and daughter, and that is a photo taken of by Ron McGill that my tattoo artist put on my leg.
Sick.
Whoa.
Biggest compliment a photographer can have, right there.
Ron McGill, for those of you who do not know, is a world-renowned photographer. You do all these humble things where you come around, but you are, if you had to prove to the people that you have a keen eye for the animal kingdom photographically, you would do so with which awards, McGill?
You know, awards are subjective, Dan. It's one of these things. Listen, the biggest award I have really in photography is that tattoo on Mike's leg. I got to be honest with you. I mean, I've gotten some nice awards. I've gotten, some, Emmy awards and some communicator awards, and I got the Hermes. I mean, I got several awards. I won, International Wildlife Federation's first place award.
No, I asked him.
There you go. I know that's what you're hunting for that, but
no, I asked him because you could give me a long list that would suggest that you're one of the world's great nature photographers, correct?
By being on my leg.
I'm a lucky nature photographer. You can hardly take a bad image in the places I get to go and the animals I get to see. There are nature photographers that are much, much better than I am, and have not been fortunate to have the platforms that I have to show my photography. Ron. And now I got, Mike Ryan's leg is at one of the greatest galleries on the planet.
Ron, what makes great...
That's in no way true. That's in no way true.
Flanagan's Cup's got to go right next to that bad
Put
boy.
it on the poll, please. Is Mike's real estate some great flattery?
It really is. Listen, when you are inspired to have photograph permanent on your body forever, come on, Dan, that's a huge compliment.
Ron, what makes a great nature photographer? Because I think a lot of us, we go and we take photos, but I'm actually curious, how do you interact with your subject in a way that gets the best out of the subject?
Well, I think that's the key. You don't interact with your subject. You've got to be patient. You've got to wait. The best nature photographs are the ones taken when animals are doing things naturally, not when somebody's in a vehicle going, making all kinds of stupid noises so the animal looks at you. It's catching a natural behavior. That one image that inspired Mike's tattoo there, you'll notice that the giraffe are not looking directly at the camera. It's mother and daughter next to each other, kind of looking a little bit off to the side. And that's what you want. You want a natural pose of a mother being protective of her baby. And, it's great. And, for those who know Mike has a beautiful wife, a beautiful daughter. That means even more to me because of that.
All right. We've got some video for you here. I need to show, because I've seen some amazing nature video before, but the giraffe running when anything tries to attack a giraffe, how do you guys feel when you see a lion or a tiger trying to attack a giraffe?
I've seen a giraffe kill a lion.
I think you would you take a giraffe in the average fight with a lion because the lion can't, hold up when the giraffe starts running like that? Not a single one.
An adult giraffe against a lion, one lion, no. I think the giraffe has the advantage, on over 50% of the time. Having said that, lions usually hunt and prize, and there's usually more than one lion, and that's the reason why they're, generally speaking, more successful against a single giraffe. But I have personally seen a giraffe kill a lion, kick a lion in the back, and break her back, and she died.
Damn.
You would take a giraffe, 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times?
I would take a giraffe 7 out of 10 times against a single lion.
What would be the greatest, in terms of fights like that, where you would give the most contrary opinion? Most people, I think, would assume a lion would win that fight. So what is your more controversial opinion than that one?
Well, when you say win a fight, understand that the giraffe, I consider the win. The giraffe runs away alive. It's not the giraffe is going to fight the lion and try to kill the lion. The giraffe is simply trying to defend itself while the lion's trying to kill the giraffe. So there's two different goals there, both different animals. If the giraffe survives, the giraffe wins in my book. Now, as far as other confrontations, oh gosh, I mean, you could look at some of these, a big cobra against a little mongoose. A lot of people would think, oh, come on, this is one of the deadliest snakes in the world. It's got a quick strike. And more often than not, this little weasel-like animal is smart and quick and will kill that snake. The same thing with the secretary bird. This is a fantastic bird that sometimes will eat some of the deadliest snakes in Africa because it uses its wings to decoy the snake into biting the feathers, which of course do not transmit the venom. And then it stomps it with its foot and grabs it behind the head. It's just technique. It's all the mode that it has. So you have a bird, long-legged little bird, killing one of the deadliest snakes in Africa and eating it.
Secretary
that's
bird.
good. That's good one, Tony. That's the way they do it. That's exactly the way they do it, Tony.
It's kind of like, can't get me.
Exactly. Well, like, strike at my wings because the feathers don't hurt.
Secretary bird, the official bird of Sudan. On the Sudanese passport,
Wow.
that's the bird that's on
Wow. This is what I like about this show.
Yep.
It is just a bastion of education.
there. Absolutely.
Mustard seed, yeah.
Ron, I got a question for you about horses. Why do horses respond to... What is it about that sound that a horse is like, you know what? Hey, that guy's spitting right now.
Diablo didn't, but that's okay.
I don't really know, to be honest with you. I mean, I've ridden horses all my life, and that's exactly what I do too. And as a matter of fact, I do it to the point where I've never had to really kick a horse. When you say kick a horse, you use your heels to kind of give it a little nudge on the side to get it going. Yeah, a good horse will respond just to that sound or just loosening the reins. You can speak to a horse just the way you hold the reins and just the way you use your legs, leaning one side to another. You can do things without ever having to use a spur or a kick. But I don't know what it is about that sound. I think it's just something that's been passed down from generation to generation, and maybe as horses have become domesticated over the years. Because if you go out in the middle of a field with a bunch of horses grazing and you go, they might look up at you. They don't start running.
Wow. Okay. What about
when on top of the horse?
What about is the same question for cats? Why do the cats like the kissing sound?
They don't like that so much.
I don't think cats really like that sound. No? I think cats are just very attentive to their environment. When you make any kind of strange sound, they're going to pay attention to you just because they're very, very attentive to their environment. Or predators.
Let me.
It sounds like a possible prey object. Whether it be a mouse, whether it be a bird, whether it be something making that type of sound.
Yeah.
What was Michael Jackson doing?
You said any weird sound would get their attention. So Michael Jackson.
That's how you would.
Yeah.
That's how you would talk to a cat.
He's been emboldened by the video.
And the wig.
His confidence is sky high right now.
The video was a big hit, Roy.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
You
I'm sure
exceeded.
everybody happy.
You exceeded.
Hockey Media's picked up on your Bobrovsky interview. Spreading like wildfire.
They loved us in Toronto.
Roy, we could not have spent enough on that video. It deserved
financially speaking
more budget. Yes, of you eating and drinking in Toronto.
It cost us everything.
Yeah, it's always the Stanley Cup final.
Let's play for Ron McGill this video of a lion in a Bentley convertible. Tell me what's happening here, Ron. You're always telling us, people stop being stupid. This stuff is stupid. But do they think they have a sedated lion, or they have a lion that's not big enough to actually kill anybody?
Yeah, that's obviously a subadult lion, but wherever that is, it should be illegal. I don't think you're allowed to keep lions like that, even of that size. I think once they're over 25 pounds, in pretty much every state in the country, they're supposed to be secure in an area that doesn't give them access to people. That's obviously not the case in a convertible Bentley. But, maybe because you drive a Bentley, you're allowed to break the rules.
Okay. Aggressive.
Eat the rich.
Thank you, Ron. We will talk to you again next week. Always good seeing you, sir.
Good luck in Vegas, guys.
Thank you. Mike has an impending feeling of dread. Our sponsors, they have been so loving, so helpful. We are genuinely humbled that the Circa has taken care of us the way that they have. No, this is going to be...
Still time, by the way, to come on out and reserve your spots. And I saw that there was a big bump on that Thursday after the announcement of Wu-Tang Clan joining us out there.
It's pretty great. I'm jealous that I'm not going to be there.
Well, there's still time for you to finesse your way in there, especially if David Samson gets his way. February 8th and 9th, 10 a.m. Pacific time start. Reserve your tickets now at circalasvegas.com/Batard.
And this impending sense of dread, one of our biggest sponsors is Game Time. They have been a huge supporter of everything that we're doing during all of this parasailing through the cosmos that lands at the Super Bowl now.
Yes, I'm feeling no dread when I land in Las Vegas because I'm just going to set my geotag to Las Vegas and see if I can scoop up some of these very overpriced Super Bowl tickets because I always like to do that. I got cruised through the Game Time to see what's what in town, and that's actually where I got tickets to see a really in-demand act at a very round, I don't know what I can say and what I cannot say, a very round venue that's all sorts, really, that's really eye-catching, but I actually legitimately did get my tickets to that via Game Time because I got to see the view from my seat. I knew that I had all-in pricing, so there were no funny games.
What were the fees like? Did
no,
they add
all-in pricing, no surprises, incredible flash deals. The price that you see is the price that you pay, and trust me, just because Game Time is a board doesn't mean I don't check any of the other competitors. Well, guess what? Game Time, head and shoulders above everybody else, not just with price, customer service, in case you run into any issues. I love Game Time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed.
Do you think that Game Time would appreciate sponsoring Mike's impending sense of dread?
I don't feel comfortable sponsoring a very real issue. I know we're having fun, and that's just kind of how I play it off. I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe it's the political climate. Maybe it's because I see November off in the distance like an oncoming train. Maybe it's because Baker Mayfield was eliminated in the NFC Championship. I don't know what it is, but I just don't feel great about it.
Could be sympathy pains for Joe Alwyn. Tortured Poets Department. Going to be a real issue for him.
I didn't get any of those references.
What are you talking about?
Where's that guitar riff?
Come on. Sorry, I'll just play the hits.
I also got a lot of futures tickets riding on the San Francisco 49ers, and I'm kind of worried about Kyle Shanahan in a big game. Yeah, I believe. I keep telling myself that, but, it's just...
No wonder.
How many windows can this Patrick Mahomes close? It's crazy.
That's your sense of dread right there.
So you're just scared of Patrick Mahomes and the amount
Patrick
of money
Mahomes
you're
as an
gonna lose on
underdog
this
has been
season?
so money.
That's your impending
the more
series of dread.
dysfunctional Patrick Mahomes' family becomes, the better he plays.
Yeah, that or we could die in the airplane.
And so everything from the flight
We're
to
not
the game,
dying on the airplane, I
game
can promise.
result.
All right, your words, God's ears.
Tony, I'm loaning you the power today.
Thank you, brother.
The Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz is presented by DiGiorno. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno.
We are presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code DAN for a special offer when you sign up. That's code DAN only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
For all the people at the company that Meadowlark Media is paying to be great at the making of content, this year, at least, the big winner in making content better than anyone else around here in a way that's award-winning is David Sampson. David Sampson beat out God Bless Football and everyone else, and not one but two of his podcasts were given not bronze or silver medal, gold medal, according to the Sports Podcast Award. He got Best Baseball Podcast. Why are you laughing?
The prestigious Sports Podcast Award.
That's right. The sports, the unnamed,
They're the
unsponsored.
best because it has the word best in it.
That's right. They're giving awards, though. Wait a minute. Are you alleging that Oddball should be more award-winning than the Sports Business Podcast of the Year and the Best Baseball Podcast of the Year? Nothing personal with David Sampson?
That Oddball operates outside of the purview of mainstream society in your award shows.
Did you call him Dad?
Yeah, I heard him say dad.
Yeah.
Which feels like
Freudian
both
slip.
very appropriate and also not on purpose.
Look, I am his boss in this situation, and he's winning fewer awards than David
We
Sampson.
should clarify, me and Amin have been sitting here doing this show, and Amin and I have been telepathically joking about how Dan is our immigrant dad. Our second immigrant dad.
Enough.
And Amin just said it out loud in a way that really does feel more real and true accidentally than anything else has been said so far.
I misspoke. Allow me to say it again. Father, Oddball operates outside the purview of the mainstream award shows, navel gazing. That's what people who are of little substance strive for. You know what we strive for? The streets, the people, the hearts and minds.
The Tony Show does the same thing.
That's why I like the Tony
Well, but
Show.
this is so, Mike. I need some help here. This is a problem that I have. I would say throughout Meadowlark Media, throughout our universe. Really, David Sampson is hurt that he is not a part of any of our Super Bowl coverage this week. Like, legitimately wounded that you called him, evidently, you called him and said, you're not needed this week as the company is having a giant party, and he wanted to help, and he texted me.
He didn't want to help.
He
wanted to be in Vegas for the Super Bowl.
He texted me the other day, I would have done shows from Vegas at 5 a.m., in order to be a part of what it is that you guys are doing, and you're telling me that you don't even need me. And I said, I asked David in the planning of all this, because this has taken months of planning, I asked and was told there is no studio space for you anywhere this week to do nothing personal, and that's the reason you're not a part of our coverage. But I don't know if that's the truth. That's what I heard.
No, the truth is we don't need the baseball or sports business guy out there.
I'm not going.
Amin's not going.
I'm not going.
And for a guy that has a show and built his whole appeal on don't take it personal, it's just business, boy, I got to navigate through his feelings a bunch.
Samson did ask me, am I going to the Super Bowl? Now I understand why he asked me. It's because he was not asked to go.
He was trying to build a case. That's what he was doing. See, Papa, the thing you got to learn about David Sampson is everything has an ulterior motive to the question. It's not just hey, curious, Pablo, you going to the Super Bowl? It's like,
okay, so I want to ask you guys, as the people running our business, we are a successful business, Meadowlark Media, funded by this show, enjoying the Super Bowl right now. I needed David Sampson's help with some of the business things. Evidently, LebatardAF.com is killing it. Like, all of a sudden, our merch store, no complaints, no problems. Everybody is happy because David Sampson is handling the merch stuff, and David Sampson is good at some of the business stuff. But he wants to be involved with the Tony Show. He doesn't want to be on the chats during things that we're doing. He feels excluded from our universe. He feels like he's not welcome here.
He's on our show every week.
Twice?
Yeah.
Twice?
Yeah.
How is he excluded?
And David, you'll be a part of this week's content. We'll get you and Adnan together, and you can do a top 5, dueling top 5 on football movies. I'll throw him a bone.
But he wants to be around the party. The company is celebrating something this week.
Oh, he wants
Why do we have to worry about every individual's feelings?
Padre, you've got to learn something about business.
Ethan Hunt, in that you care about the one life so much, and this is the type of company that we're running?
Amin, Pablo, and Mike can speak uniquely to how do you build a company with a soul unless you care about everyone's fucking feelings?
Yeah. Well, how's this going?
Not great.
Okay.
It doesn't feel great.
He's a grown-up. Congrats on the success.
That's impressive.
Look,
That's
man,
impressive.
nobody else
Two
won
first
anything.
place
He won
finishes.
2 best baseball podcasts. That's hard to do, Mike.
Not for that.
Mike.
Au contraire, mon père.
What?
Au contraire, mon père.
I have in our arsenal.
It rewards go-getters that actively campaign for those things. It's a very political
God bless
process.
football didn't win this year, and they were campaigning.
Right, but they got nominated.
But they didn't win.
Okay, they've won previously.
But David Sampson won 2 of them. He won best, and it wasn't second place. He won.
Please introduce him as such. 2-time winner. What does it matter? Okay, I'm great. I love that that's in our family, but it doesn't make sense for the Super Bowl.
What does the sporties matter?
Okay, so you've got
Samson is so mad right now.
He's
listening to this, and he's
David, but it's just like, why aren't the Cooligans there either? Well, because we're not fucking talking about soccer.
No, they have a football podcast. They should be out there.
You guys don't think he has a reason to feel excluded from what we're doing around here
He's
all
not
the time?
excluded. He's going to be on with Adnan, and they're going to talk about football movies, and that'll be that.
Pablo, you know David Sampson better than anyone in this room. You have a clear reading. Let's do this, okay? Let's just do this.
I've been avoiding doing this, but I guess we're doing
let's do
this.
it. I don't want to hide this anymore. I'm so tired of hiding this.
There we go.
I didn't want to do this.
No, we're here.
Let them know, Pop.
So this is the situation that we have at our company. David Sampson is a really valuable resource, but feels like he is on the fringes of everything that we're doing around here because he wants to partake in things like the parties that look like damn fun without being on the fringes of the universe. He doesn't get to be one of the popular kids.
So start an NFL podcast. I don't understand. He's the baseball guy. He's a part of our show. He has a weekly presence. I haven't ever integrated someone as well into my show that has a show of their own like I've integrated David Sampson. He is on every week. I know how to promote his podcast when it was on a rival company better than I ever knew how to promote Supodity even. So I don't know. It's not a valid complaint. I love David. He is a part of what we do. Doesn't make sense to travel to Las Vegas.
What David cares about and pays attention to and deciphers really expertly on the Sporting Class all the time is the press release. He pays attention to every punctuation mark, what noun is going ahead of this other name, how are we describing this? David Sampson believes, the key to understanding him, one of them at least, is that nothing is an accident. And that if you are not doing something, it's because you're trying to send a message about what you are doing instead. And David believes at so many junctures, he is being left out and minimized, despite, as Dan alluded to just recently, doing a show every single day alone.
It's so hard to do what he's doing. It is so hard to win awards talking to yourself for 50 minutes. Like, nobody listening to this knows how hard that is. No one can do it.
It's not that hard to win that
I don't know about that, Baba.
No one can do it as a solo host. We don't have anyone else here who can do it, not at the company. Not one person who can do a solo show.
I would not want to do it. I would not. It's something that David has done. He has proved he could do it. He's won now multiple awards doing it, and he feels fundamentally like the thing he's been chasing his entire life, if I may speak for him.
It's the hardest thing. What he's doing every morning is the hardest thing. Nobody's doing that. Nobody.
And the irony of it is that he's doing it in order to get invited to do stuff with other people. And he feels like the cafeteria is still telling him that seats taken.
Not here.
Yeah, I don't know.
That lean across, like, no, someone's sitting here.
The cool kids won't let the guy who's the high achiever into the room. And
Even
y'all
though
judge him.
he's-
You're not likable. You're a corporate greedy guy, but he's doing a show every day that none of us could do, me included. I could not do that. I couldn't do that in my prime. I sure shit couldn't do it now.
I know I couldn't talk about baseball for 10 minutes, let alone how long he does it.
And sports business? That shit's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Ooh.
That is
No,
hard.
he
He does
knows-
not do
he
that by
knows his
himself.
shit.
He does that with Pablo Torre and John Skipper.
Well, no, but I think it was nothing personal that was winning the award for best sports business show. It wasn't Pablo. Pablo didn't get shit.
Wait,
no,
I
he
didn't?
got an award from the big lead.
Oh, thank you.
That's a different
I thought
award
I'd won a second
category.
award.
Oh, the
now I
leadies.
realize I've only won
You
one
won best
award.
podcast ever or something
That's
like
right.
that?
I mean, I won an Emmy.
Ooh,
Okay.
off the top rope.
I mean,
Regional.
a state one.
Jeremy might be able to do a solo show.
Yeah, I would.
I wouldn't listen to it.
He does do
No
it.
one listens to David.
He does do a solo show. Miami mic'd up.
Yeah, I do.
Didn't you have Ian Carmel on recently?
I did.
I wouldn't say that David's
You are
not
good.
listened
Thanks
to.
for the plug.
David is listened to. No, David's got a
If
following.
I could only
Yeah, he also
promote
hoards
other
shirts.
people as well as I promote David Sampson's projects.
Can I ask this question? What is David Sampson's audience base? Like, what kind of person is it? I know what kind of person
The
listens to the
Samsonites?
Batard show. No,
I think it's people who do want to learn. I think they can look past all the other shit and be like, man, there's a lot of information I
Yeah,
am
if
not
I can-
getting from the rest of the media here.
If I can make a case for why people actually do shockingly enjoy David Sampson is because his sense of shame and humiliation is fundamentally not the same as ours. And so when that same person has done lots of things, been inside of rooms where big decisions are made authentically, like actually was in control of
Sold a
hiring
team
and
for
firing
$1 billion.
So the reason I love hosting the Sporting Class is because between John Skipper and David Sampson, we have people who actually have unique, like genuinely, not to trash every other sports business podcast, but those podcasts are not hosted by people who've made billion-dollar deals.
He built a stadium without a cost overrun or a delay. A stadium. Now he's running our
Or
fucking
fans.
merch store. He runs our merch store now.
And he steals shirts. Doesn't let any of us have our own name, image, or likeness.
Well, he
Ridiculous.
has. I don't know what the rules are of the merch store.
The rules are that we don't get anything for free.
Pablo, we can spend a lot of time talking
You know how
about
many
this, Pablo.
conversations
People
I've been
would
dragged
love
into
to see
about the merch
Do you
store
know how
in my
many
life?
public subsidies are funding this merch store?
People would love to hear the innards.
It goes so much deeper,
The
Dan,
innards
and
of this
darker.
company from Pablo's
It's
standpoint.
too much, man. The amount of real life time I've given to David and to you about stuff that actually doesn't make it into content, but is real and revealing, is there's just such a it's a weird OnlyFans account, that one. Just David Sampson's how he spends his time, because he helped. I don't even want to say it. He just spends so much of his time trying to help in ways that are deeper and more extensive and realer than anybody understands.
Loving, and you fuckers won't invite him to a single fucking party.
Language, Daddy.
Hey folks, it's Mike Ryan, and it's two different types of times. It's big game time, and it's Miller time. You put those times together, and what a time you'll have. Instead of running one 30-second commercial during the big game this year, Miller Lite is running 1,000. Literally, friends, family members, random people walking down the street. Miller Lite is just turning everyday fans into beer ads. On February 11th, people will be running with Miller Lite jerseys on. Scan that QR code on that jersey, and you might be getting a nice surprise. Oh, beautiful triple hops brewed Miller Lite at just 96 calories and 3.2 grams of carbs per 12 ounces. Miller time is always a good time. The original light beer since 1975. If you want free Miller Lite, turn away from the TV and head to MillerLite.com/running of the beer ads to learn more for your chance to get in on $50,000 worth of beer money rewards. And you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere they sell beer. Tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces.